Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Domestic Therapy, and today I'm going to show you how to start casting on. The first step is going to be doing a slip knot. So when you're deciding how many stitches you want to cast on, one way that I like to go about that is just kind of wrapping the yarn around your needle for how many stitches you're going for. Usually you end up with a little extra yarn than you actually need to, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So today we're going to cast on about 25 stitches. So I'm going to wrap my yarn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. All right, and I'm gonna pull that out of here. I'm going to say that this is my tail. And so I have about 25 stitches worth on this tail here. And so now in this spot, this is where we're gonna create our slip knot. So a slip knot is something that you'll need to know for pretty much any knitting pattern that you do. You use it often in crochet as well. I'm going to show you the way that I like to go about it, but go check out other videos out there because there's so many different ways you can go about a slip knot. So I like to take my 2 fingers here and wrap the yarn around once. Here's the second time. And on that second time, you're going to take the yarn and you're going to push it up through this loop here, grab it, let everything go, hold on to that top loop, and you've got a little slip knot. So I'm going to do that again real quick. So I've got about my 25 wraps around here, and now I'm going to take my 2 fingers, I'm going to wrap it, there's once, and now I'm going around again, and I'll try to show you what's happening around the back here. So this yarn here, I'm just going to kind of tuck it up under this stitch here, grab that loop, release that middle finger on this side, but I'm going to hold on my right hand with this loop, and I'm going to just pull it up and tighten. And so that's how I like to do my slip knot. And then once you have that, you're going to turn everything so that the tail is facing you, and you're going to put that needle through the loop that you just created, and you're going to tighten everything up. And it should be pretty easy to do that. You don't want it to be so tight. My rule of thumb when you're casting on is you always want to be able to kind of move the stitch up and down. So again, I have that tail closest to me, and just so I don't mix things up, I always like to put my ball of yarn away from me. All right, so tail closest to me. My working yarn is what this is called. I like that away from me. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about casting on. This is called the long tail cast on. It's the most common type of cast on that you'll ever do, and you can pretty much substitute it for any kind of cast on in any pattern that you do. So the first step here, let's go ahead and get into position. So I use the slingshot method, and you'll see why here in a few steps. So when you're setting up here, again, tail is facing towards you, and then your working yarn's away from you. You're going to take your fingers like this, go through both strands of yarn, and then you're going to pull your fingers apart. All right, so fingers through here, pull your fingers apart. And then with these other 3 fingers over here, so my pinky ring in my middle, I'm going to catch both strands of the yarn. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to just catch them. All right, I'll do that one more time. So pinch, go through, spread your fingers, and then catch the extra yarn with these fingers. So this looks like that on the inside. These fingers are gently holding those strands of yarn. And then I have the tail wrapped over my thumb and the working yarn over my finger. Now, you should have kind of what looks like a diamond shape right now. So it's called the slingshot method because when we rotate our hand up and face it this way, it kind of looks like a slingshot. So again, here, rotate it up for a slingshot, and feel free to pause the video if you need to get a better grab on this. All right, you should have some nice tension there. All right, so the way that I like to go about doing the long tail cast on is in about 3 different steps. So the first step here, you see the strand on the outer part of your thumb. We're going to work from the outside of this strand in, go towards the middle. All right, don't let anything go. So I'll redo that first step, outside, in. Second step, outside, in again, but this time on this strand that's on our index finger. Outside, in. All right, now the last step here, which kind of feels scary for some people, this loop here that's on my thumb, we're gonna dive through it. So dive down, you can tip your needle down, lift it back up, and then drop your thumb off, and you can use your thumb to kind of tighten this yarn here. Again, snug enough that it's not gonna just slip off, but not too snug that you can't move it up and down the needle. All right, and if you need to reset your hand after casting on that stitch, that's totally okay. So again, we've got our slingshot. We're gonna go outside the thumb and in, outside the index finger and in, dive down through the thumb loop, pull our needle back up, and then we're gonna drop the thumb. All right, pull it so it's snug. All right, outside in, whoops. So outside in, dive down through the thumb loop, point our needle up and drop that loop. All right. So you can see here I've got my slip knot, which counts as 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to continue this until I have 25 stitches on here. And that's how you do the long tail cast on.